The Kang meta is here. Hey, yo. We had a great little patch here yesterday where Kang got changed to a brand new card, and this card is going rampant. You know, a mix of kind of like an Iron Patriot, an Arishem, a Copycat. What is it? What is it going to do? Is it going to be good? What are the snap conditions? Let's go ahead and talk about new Kang, and let me show you guys the deck that I've been testing with him. So in case you guys did not know yesterday, Kang is now a 3-cost, 4-powered card that at the beginning of the game gives you 4 copies of Kang, and each copy of Kang is going to be a random card. It's going to have random text. It's still going to be a 3-cost, 4-powered card, but it's going to have the random text of a cost card that is 3 or more, which really just gives you so many different ways to either, you know, win with Kang, lose with Kang, and just so many different outs. You have different snap conditions, you know. Your opponents are probably playing Kang right now too because this is just a great fun card. I think probably, like, you're playing this more than you're playing Jim Hammond at the moment, especially because it's the new hotness. But it's like everything you hated about Arishem and everything you like loved about like Iron Patriot merged into one thing. Of course, it does add some inflation to your deck because, you know, these cards are shuffled into your deck. They don't just start into your hand. But there's a lot of just very interesting conditions with this card. Like snapping conditions, like if this is 2 6-drops, you know, 3-cost 6-drops are normally really good. I mean, you get 4-cost 6-drops with Valentina, and you can snap into some of those. So having this as one of those cards that can be potentially a 6-cost card is really solid. Of course, their pool of cards this can be is really large because, you know, 3-cost cards is the biggest pool of cards. Then you have 4-cost, then you have 5-cost, and 6. So, like, there is a lot of RNG, and I mean a lot of RNG with this card. It does also work with Quinjet. It is a 3-cost, so all iterations of this are going to be cards that can be buffed by Surfer, which is why I've been playing him in Surfer itself as well. But this card, I don't like Arishem. I know most people maybe don't like Arishem, but like this, I like a little bit at the moment. But I think it's going to be one of those cards that gets more and more like kind of annoying to play, kind of like how Nightmare is sometimes too, because you don't know what the cards are going to turn into. It's that unknown RNG factor of Snap. Like on Ladder, maybe this is going to be a little annoying, but especially in Conquest, especially in Golden Gauntlets and tournaments in the future, this is going to be one of those like key cards that people are using to get that surprise factor and really steal cubes. Because when you're locked into a game with someone running this as well, there's not going to be as much of a likelihood for you to truly be able to pinpoint what exactly their Kang is. Did they draw it? Like, there's just so much RNG to it, which is why I think I suggest you potentially run this in those type of settings itself. But just, you know, keep in mind, you playing against it also is going to be kind of annoying. But it is fun. I'm really glad that they did add this to Kang and made Kang a playable card. But let's see how long he stays at 3-4 maybe. Maybe it's too early to say that. But I feel like he's kind of just super, super crazy at the moment. Which is why if you guys have any thoughts about Kang as well, how you guys are feeling about the change, let me know down in the comments below. And if you do enjoy the video, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. But let's go ahead and talk about the deck we're running as well. So this is what I was running yesterday. We do have some very interesting cards you may not be seeing normally in a Surfer list, or maybe not too much. They're more of kind of like in the flex spot. But I am running Esme. I am actually running Esme in this list because I want to have better options to be able to get the cards that are in my deck if I don't draw them. So having Esme to be able to create a copy of potential, you know, combo cards or even some of these Kangs to have a bunch of different options was my thought process of actually running Esme in here. We have Mobius because people are still doing a lot of energy, you know, discounting and everything too. Cost discounting, not energy cheating, because people are playing a lot of energy stuff. If you guys have seen the Fallen One deck that's going around right now too. We have Mobius to kind of counteract that. We have Gwenpool and Galacta to be able to buff cards. Copycat to be able to steal the text of cards in the bottom of your opponent's deck, which is honestly pretty solid. I like with the deck inflation we have with Kang now, having Copycat being one of those options that could either steal the text from a Kang card, which can be really crazy, or potential just combo pieces for our opponent. We do have Surge in this list as well, too, to be able to continue our combo going. Forge to add power as well. Captain Carter, Brood, you know, a typical Surfer list. It's very similar to the Surfer list I used to hit Infinite, but we've taken out Viv Vision, we have taken out Killmonger, and we've taken out Silver Surfer First Steps, and this is what we are running in its place. So, like, potential snap conditions are great Kang hits, having, your combo cards with Galacta getting hit potentially with a Surge, and you have your pieces there. Also, Esme hitting some of your combo cards to be able to get them out early. Like, having a copy of Surfer, so you have 2 different Surfers, is also really nice. There's just a lot of different ebbs and flows, and Kang's, snap condition, like it being a 6-cost card is kind of a snap condition, especially it being a 3/6, or a 3-cost card that, that's a 6-cost card is really solid. So having those as some just potential options just feels really nice, and some like different kind of levels of snap conditions, and you have ways to scale vertically against a lot of this like power heavy stuff we have at the moment, since tech has kind of been hit where it has. Shadow King being a 3-cost now, and Shang-Chi only being able to destroy 1 card in lane instead of all the cards in lane. Surfer's in a pretty good spot at the moment. I don't think it's still like top of the line over here. I think there's other decks that kind of go over it, but this has been really fun to mess around with Kang. I don't think it's definitively its home, but we did pretty well with this deck. I do believe we went 6 and 8, so like negative win rate, but plus 10 cubes, so averaged about 0.7 cubes, as you'll see on screen here, through the duration of playing this list. But let's go ahead and jump right into why we have each card in this list individually. All right, so starting off with Surge, Surge kind of is like a staple in like Surfer right now to be able to either get combos going, get a Galacta out early, Gwenpool potentially out early. That's kind of like your thought process here with Surge. Of course, hitting like Surfer is probably one of the worst things that can happen for you, kind of unfortunately. But Surge hitting a large variety of these other cards to allow you to continue to keep that combo and that chain going is pretty impactful in this list, and we really do enjoy that. And with, the extra, influx of cards we have in our deck, that hitting some of these Kangs to be able to get us to play some of these Kangs to allow us to alleviate some of that hand space. It feels pretty good using Surge in this list. We also have Forge. I'm liking Forge on the Brood, Captain Carter, Sebastian Shaw, potentially even on some of these now Kang cards itself. Another card just to be able to get extra power on, something you can play with Galacta to be able to get an even bigger Galacta payout on the following turn is something I really do enjoy as well. Or even potentially same turn, playing this onto the Galacta lane. So whenever you play another card, it gets a +2 from Forge and the +2 from Galacta. Next, of course, we do have Brood. Great Galacta hit, great Forge hit, 3 different bodies for your Surfer to be able to hit, to be able to add 6 power additionally to that lane, which is really nice. And then, of course, we do have Captain Carter. Captain Carter is also one of those cards really great to get hit by Galacta, get hit by Gwenpool, get hit by a Surfer to be able to get that additional power from Captain Carter's power to those cards in the back row. It works well also with Brood, since Brood does add 3 additional cards to that lane. You play it, of course, into your Captain Carter, and the last 2 Broodlings do get that extra power from Captain Carter. And, of course, Silver Surfer, we have a bunch of different 3-cost, whether that is going to be the Kangs or the 3-cost we have typically in this deck normally. Those cards will be getting those extra 2 power from Silver Surfers on reveal. Of course, we have Esme to be able to hit some of those combo pieces. I think I really like in this list to be able to reach and be able to get some of those pieces you may not be able to get normally, just because of the deck inflation that does happen with Kang. And those are, for the most part, since you're a large variety of 3-cost cards in here, of course, your Forge, your Surge, your Gwenpool, and your Galacta are not 3-cost. The other cards should be able to get you some just Surfer value, since you still have a larger influx of 7 other 3-cost cards for your Esme to potentially hit. Not including the Kang cards, you potentially have up to 11, or not 11, up to 10 additional cards for your Esme to hit to be able to give you value. Of course, Kang, the RNG card, gives you some of that snapping conditions if Kang hits something great, or it could potentially even be a bluff snap. Depending on what you're playing in Conquest, it can be more of a bluff snap, especially if your opponents have seen that you have Kang. Using that as a condition to be able to steal cubes and mitigate the game is why I do think this is going to be an even better Conquest/tournament card, especially for that bluff snap or that just unknown factor while you're locked in with an opponent for a longer period of time. Of course, you have Mobius for all this Quinjet. There's still some Sarah. There's some Ravonna, Mr. Negative, a bunch of that still running around since we've had the changes to tech and everything too. You do have Mobius to be able to offset some of your opponent's combo plays, and even like some of these Kangs hitting discount cards and everything too. A really good just card to have in that tech slot, since, Red Guardian's gone down. You're not really playing Rogue. Those are 2 of like your main focal 3-cost Killmonger has gone down as well. So just Shadow King, you maybe do Shadow King instead if you'd like to, if you're seeing more of that kind of stuff. Shadow King also could be impactful, maybe instead of the Esme as well. So just also keep that in mind. Sebastian Shaw, another great card that gets power plus, from the Forge, from Surge, from Gwenpool, Galacta. Surfer, like just giving you other ways to just have a really big, strong powered card that can kind of just win you in lane by itself. You still have Sebastian Shaw. You have Copycat, some more RNG aspects here to be able to steal text from your opponent's cards that are in the bottom of their deck, or even just get some just Kang cards. Like this is like really good, I think, right now into the Kang meta to be able to steal Kang text, or just like I said, combo pieces from your opponents that they're probably not going to be able to get anyways. Gwenpool, being able to buff cards in your hand. Most of these cards going to hit an extra power is really good. It's another one of those potential snap conditions because your opponent doesn't necessarily know what cards got hit by Gwenpool. So having that as an option to be able to mitigate, I have the power here now. I'm confident that you don't know what I'm going to be able to do, but I'm going to be able to win a lane because Gwenpool has buffed certain cards. Or the same card. Like there's just another great way to be able to do that. And then Galacta being able to add extra power across the board with a bunch of different cards that add power to not just themselves, but to other cards. With this, talking about like that Captain Carter, talking about the Brood adding cards, with all the tokens it generates. Like it's just another just really great staple into Surfer. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into some gameplay that we had from stream yesterday where we were playing Kang itself. We had some really crazy games. And we really were min-maxing, which is why the win rate is the way it is because we were retreating for one and not really staying in games unless it was more like a 50-50 situation and snapping when we had the nuts. So yeah, we're going to jump right into some gameplay from stream, and I will see you guys at the end of the video. Oh, that's such a good start. Do you get to see if your opponent has Kang as well? I mean, I guess you'll see like the extra 4 cards, so I guess technically you do. Kang is oh, wow, they did so good with this animation. That's actually really good for us. That's actually really good for us. Okay, so we're going to go Surge. Kang into Jubilee seems like it's pretty solid. Ravona, so we're facing negative over here. It does it twice? Oh, really? Galacta. Galacta's really nice. Yo, what's going on, KO? Welcome in. Welcome in, KO. I mean, they kind of have to get rid of Asgard Besiege because I think for the most part I should be winning this location. It's kind of like the thought process over here. Who else is coming out this season that I really kept track on besides Warlock? Joe Costa is coming out this season. You also have Danger with Deadpool's Diner on Thursday. We do get an Esme. Honestly, what if I go Esme Forge? And then see what we can get going. I know this is weird. These locations are a little rough. A little rough over here. Turn 3 negative is always good for them as well. What do we have? We get Kang. Oh yeah, we do have that as well. True, good point. This is gonna be She-Hulk. The Mobius was a good shot. I forgot I had Mobius in hand. See if I could be just being crazy things over here. Yeah, that is true. It does add the core cards, some of your core cards away. This also is going to be a 1-cost Kang. We love a nice 1-cost Kang over here. But I actually should have played Mobius last turn. Should have played Mobius the last turn. Yeah, what is going on, CL King? Welcome in, my friend. Opponent retreated. That's also new. The new retreat animation is very, very quick. Stats on Kang are going to be crazy. Everyone's going to be playing him. People that don't have the card, it's going to be interesting to look at that as well. We'll see. What's going on, Foster? How we doing, Lando, as well? Welcome in. We got Red Guardian Kang. Cool. Genosha. Copycat hits Wiccan. Damn. Well, they don't have Wiccan at the moment. Wow. Wow, this is really rough. Really rough I guess technically they could draw Wiccan still. Technically they could draw Wiccan. What's this? Red Guardian? And that's Wiccan. Guys, would you believe me if I said we were cooked? Viv? I think it's less 3 costs. I mean, yeah, it being able, like, it disrupting what you're drawing and stuff definitely is unfortunate. Does Kang on Groot win? No. Oh my word. That really stinks. Less 3 costs because Kang adds 3 more? Maybe. Blink, Electro. Electro Blink could be cool. What is this? This is Viv. And this is Polaris. They probably draw potentially some of my Kang cards here. What's going on, OG? Welcome in. Yeah, handful of Kangs is definitely going to happen too. Having extra energy, I think, will be pretty nice. Electro turns into either Gwenpool or Galacta. We keep Forge. Or actually, you know what? We could go Forge into Kang. What exactly are they playing here? Yes, Quinjet does work on Kang. Quinjet does work on Kang. Your savior cards and tokens? Nice. I didn't know if Kang's OP, but getting messed up by an RNG player is a spectrum from Hulkling is cool to Prime Airsham. Yeah, Kang at a 3-4 is pretty rough. What is homie snapping here? Is this about to be Agatha? We are snapping Destroyer. Destroyer. We'll snap back into the Electro here. And then I'll blink them out. I mean, if Kang goes right, they don't have a way to get their card on the right. Kind of my thought process here. Of course, I kind of lose a turn. Kind of do lose a turn, but I like having an option to be able to get into Sanctum that they don't necessarily have here unless they are running Hella, which I don't think this version is running Hella. Because if this was running Hella, you also have like the Destroyer goes crazy. There's the Electro. I get Electro out of the way. Did they get jebaited here? They did get jebaited here. Because now my Electro goes away. And I have extra energy. And I have the extra energy I was hoping for. This is Polaris. I go Carter, Shaw, and then I have Brood, Surfer. Or I could go Carter, Brood, and then I could go Shaw, Surfer. This is 7 plus another 7 behind. So we're going to 21. 21, and then if I add my Surfer as well, this goes up another 10 power. I go to 35. Do they get above 35? I could also potentially blink the Brood. Yeah. But we're not going to do... I don't think we're going to be doing that. I think it's just this and that. And then Brood, Surfer. And we should be in a good spot. Wow. Kang is Deathlock. Cool. This is another 10 power behind. 10 plus 6 is what? 10 plus 6 is 16. 16 plus 2 is 18. 16 plus 8 is 26. 26 plus 4 is 30. Should be good. Should be in a good spot here because adding 30 power middle is really good. If Infinite goes left, so we're in a rough spot. But we want Infinite probably goes right, and I think like they have. I mean, they discarded their Infinite. This is the Hella version, which was very interesting to me. So I think if Infinite goes right, we win with Hella, but they have to have Hella. Because we're essentially adding another 15 power with just the Broods and Carter. So it should be good. What in the world? $68 does beat 54. Cool. I was not expecting a strange. We start with a Kang blob. Yo. Kang blob. Yeah, the data mines work crazy, I agree. Kang Doom? These are like really good pulls over here. Yeah, those are 2 6-cost cards on Kang. 2 6-cost cards on our Kang is a really good opportunity here for us. Like, really, really good. Kate Bishop. Are they playing Clog? They might be playing Clog. And we get the Embassy. I'm going to go Carter right. Why am I misleading people with stream tiles? What do you mean, Frosty? What do you mean misleading? What? What do you mean by that? You know, the Laufey variant does look good. Selling the dream? Nah. We are Kang truthers here. We are Kang truthers. This location's also a little rough for us, too. Yeah, the next 5 months of Dynamines, yeah, I saw that. When Dan and I looked over them earlier. We got Acid Arrow. Polaris. That's cheeky. That is cheeky. We could do that into this, and then I have Shaw, and then I also have or no, this is Blob. That's the wrong one. I have Doom Kang, and then I have a Shaw and a Blob. Cube Equity Wise, it might be better to play Shaw first, but I think it is this. There's the Goblin into Titania. Kang Doom into Forge. I also don't have Prio. What is this, King? Red Guardian? I mean, we lose to Cannonball Middle, I think. Cannonball Middle, I think, wins. So it could be just Surfer Angle. Because with Surfer, they can't King, and the one cost would be like a murder kind of situation here. So I would go up 4 power left, and I'd win left. They also could Cannonball right. So I think it's actually just Surfer here. Because Cannonball also potentially could be 8 power. This got hit by Embassy. This got hit by Embassy. Acid Arrow got hit by Embassy as well. So I think it's actually Surfer here instead of the Blob. Because of that, yeah. Yeah, turn 3 Eliath, not good. Not good over here. Yeah, also, if you guys did want to watch the video of Dance Night going over the Dynamines, that is also live on the YouTube. Yeah. King Goliath, yeah. Goliath right is so it's Cannonball. Okay, so we still win with the play I was thinking of too, so we knew the Cannonball was coming and we played around the Cannonball. Airship's not necessarily OP. It's annoying to face. Kang is a 3 cost that can give you some crazier things, potentially, than other stuff, too. Well, we get their War Machine, yeah. No, Kang, especially in Diner, is going to go crazy. Kang in Conquest, Kang in Tournament setting, like, it's going to be wild. It is going to be wild. We're going to Mobius snap this into the Elysium. Yeah, no, Kang is a really good card. Electro. They also don't have their War Machine. So I'm going to go Gwenpool. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't Electro left because they thought they could blink him out. So they have Blink in hand. They do have Blink in hand. So something just to note. Jennifer Kale. Which means they can't blink out Electro now either. They cannot Electro now. Or they can't blink out Electro. Kang is hella. Kang is hella. We're playing Esme left as well here. Because she didn't get buffed. If Esme had gotten buffed, we wouldn't have played her left. But since she did get buffed, or did not get buffed, we're playing her left. Luna. Okay, so they can play a 6-drop. We both have extra energy here. I go Galacta. Copycat and Kang here. We should be good. Galacta. Copycat. And Kang. They blink out Luna and they get War Machine, which is what they needed. They have 7 energy. They can play Infinite and they can play whatchamacallit, Ebony Maw. So the play is they also have 8 energy. Yeah, sorry. They can play Infinite, another card in Ebony Maw. Good point. So the play here is Surge left. Or Surge middle, Forge left, Surfer right. 3, we go up another 4, we go up 7 middle. Or we go up, yeah, we go up 7 middle. We get it here. It really depends on what they play Infinite. We beat Infinite left. We lose Infinite middle, we lose Infinite right. So I think it's this. There's Infinite, and there's the Maw. And then we win the breakers. Cool. Sweet. Sweet. We played around that perfectly. Like, we legitimately called the shot. Guys, is that 2 for 2? Are we 2 for 2 with the reads? Okay. This is a start. We get Erisham over here. Erisham, Sakar. I'll go Forge. Probably Forge into Blink Kang. Or Blink Kang already comes out, which is another reason why we did that. Okay, Legion. We get Blink Kang into negative Kang. Well, all right. Negative Kang is pretty bad. It goes off again? I did not think it was going to go off again. I thought it had already happened, and since it already happened, I didn't think I refreshed it. Welp. Yeah, we got done cooked for sure. And then we're also about to get hit with a Widow's Bite. Okay, wait. Unless they only have one. They have played their entire hand here. They're only going to get one card. Like, they get 2 cards here. They float. They float. And I get Galacta. So they have 2 cards and 7 energy. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I want to say it's a blast to be able to play Kang now. I am worried to see, you know, how the meta does kind of envelop, you know, after, you know, this change to Kang. But, you know, change is good, and this is some really cool new stuff that we're going to be able to mess around with, and we'll be probably seeing a lot of Kang going forward in the future. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, once again, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. It's been real. God bless, and Tucker out.